challenge is though to close the door on that. So either to close the door on the argument or close the door on the disagreement or the situation or the issue and move forward, or in some cases to end your dealings with someone. But hopefully you will make that a last resort, unless they're just a horribly negative person. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't make them a negative person. Although we can kind of fall into that trap these days. Oh, well, you know, this person disagrees with me. They must be horrible, horrible, have no redeeming qualities whatsoever. That's not always the case. In fact, that's usually not the case. But yeah, I see that many of you, your challenge is to overcome some disappointments in family, arguments, disagreements, in order to find a path forward. But I mean, the Four of Cups in reverse can also indicate though that you are, you know, maybe not content with the way things are, but that you can come to a resolution here. For some of you, this could be like your family of origin, your parents, your siblings, extended family even, or it could be your family, your kids, your household. Some of you have maybe divorced or you left a relationship behind, you had kids with that person, or but now you're in a new relationship or they're in a new relationship, and it can be kind of figuring out how this is going to work now, and especially with kids. You know, do they call this person mommy or daddy, or, you know, what's the schedule like, or when do I get them, or, you know, so for some of you, it could be that you're in that situation where one of you has a new partner. It could be jealousy issues arising in regards to, and I mean, maybe this person isn't voicing that per se, but, if they're causing disagreements, arguing with you, causing delays and problems, it could be because of jealousy of this new relationship that you have. Some of you are getting remarried or even getting engaged, or your ex-partner is, and that's maybe, you know, and this could be you, Scorpio. These energies can always work both ways. Maybe you are having disagreements and that, you know, but maybe you don't even realize that it's stemming from just maybe jealousy, not necessarily that you want this person back, but maybe you're just a bit of jealousy that they've moved on and you haven't. And that's, you know, what's causing the disagreements here. For some of you, your challenge is to renew a relationship that ended in the past, because since that relationship ended, you haven't been content. Something hasn't felt right or complete. It's felt disquiet, or you've never met anyone that made you feel as content as you felt with that person, or as in tune as you did with that person. So your challenge is to maybe reconnect with this person, to take the initiative here, is what Uruz is saying. Because I do feel like, Scorpio, if you want to reconnect with this person, when this rune comes up, it will be, in most cases, if you want to reconnect with this person, it's going to be, you're going to have to do it. Like, you're going to have to be the one to contact them. Because they may feel that you don't want to hear from them. In fact, in most cases, I think that's what's coming up, is that, you know, I mean, they may feel the same way, but they are not knowing that you're feeling this way, or you feel that you wouldn't respond, or that they wouldn't be accepted. In some cases, it's that. So, you know, even if you don't hear back, at least you tried. Because it would be better to do that than go through life thinking, oh, you know, I should have tried to reconnect with this person, but now here I am about to end my existence here, and I don't know what would have happened. Wouldn't you rather go through life just thinking, well, I did try, but they never responded? That's a little bit better. Not great, but I do think, though, with Gifu here that, you know, you would at least reconnect, but you'll have to be the one to do it, Scorpio. If there's someone that you care about, that you love, that you miss this much, I mean, you know, don't let pride get in the way. Pride keeps us from doing a lot of things that need doing. It's all about the ego, right? Shallow silliness. Present energy is Four of Swords in reverse. So this is like the June energy going into July. It's like you are busy, busy, busy. And It's good things. I feel like a lot of you are getting rewards for efforts you've put in, either on the job. You may be getting justice, because this is the card of legal stuff. So you may be getting, like, finally finishing up a divorce, because we had that coming up. Finally finish up some sort of legal case or legal situation and finally getting payout or a settlement. But you may be having to run here and there, getting documents signed, reviewing legal documents, meeting with your lawyer. Just a lot of communication, going back and forth regarding certain situations. For some of you, it's just a goal you've been working towards for quite some time is finally happening. But now that it is, you're super busy. It's like you don't even have time to focus on what isn't working, or focus on petty jealousies, if that's how this was manifesting for you. But so it looks good end of June going into July. You're getting justice. You're starting to get some rewards for efforts that you've put into things. You're starting to see a goal materialize, manifest, come into being, whatever it may be. And it's going to be different for all of you. That's where watching your rising sign can help, or definitely a private reading. We can hone in on whatever this goal is, because knowing you, Scorpio, you've probably got more than one goal going on at once. You've probably got, a lot of irons in the fire that you're trying to get accomplished here. But this would be a big deal. So, and it may have something to do with money, because here I can talk about monetary rewards, or things balancing for the better. Particularly financially. And that whatever this is, if it's a job, if it's a person, if it's a relationship, if it's a new influence. Okay, so this wouldn't be necessarily old stuff. This is like a new influence coming in that's really offering you protection. So yeah, it could be money, or a person, or you're feeling safer in some way. Feeling more solid and stable in some way. So it could be financially, could be a new home, new relationship. Again, it just, you're looking for something solid. It's what I'm seeing. It's like you're tired of all this fluidity and chaos and never knowing what each day is going to bring. You want things to be more predictable. So you're doing whatever you can to make that happen. And I think you're feeling like at the beginning of July, finally, I got some solid ground here to stand on. Some of you may have been wanting to take a little break for here in the States. Anyway, we have July 4th. So we have, it's right in the middle of the week this year. So maybe you were wanting to take that week off or take a few days off. I don't know that you'll be able to take off as much time as you were hoping, Scorpio. But again, it's for good, because it is bringing in, manifesting a goal or something that you wanted. The help coming in for you. Let's take a look at that. Well, it's interesting because we've got the moon and Pedro, which have very similar meanings, all about mystery and secrets and things kind of hidden or behind the veil, psychic abilities. This also talks about in timing a phase of 28 days, because that's a moon phase, right? So there's something that may be on your mind that you're wanting in July, or something you're looking forward to that's either happening on July 28th or will culminate within that time frame. So some of you are getting married in July. Maybe you're getting married on the 28th. I don't know what day that is. Yeah, and maybe it's just the planning of the wedding and who to invite, and we didn't invite cousin so-and-so, and now they're upset. Maybe that's the only challenge here, is like disagreements of, or, these days with so many like step parents and, step kids and step brothers and half brothers. And, it can kind of be like, well, where can we put so-and-so? They can't be near this person because they don't get along. And, it gets very, very complicated. So when you're trying to bring everyone together for something like that, it can get pretty crazy as far as like, where to seat them at the reception, and who, who's not talking to who, and who can't sit next to, silly stuff. But that could be the challenge. I wanted to throw that in there because it just came to me when I looked over here. So, and we'll talk about why in a second, but, it could just be the challenge of, in fights and bickering and figuring out where to put everybody while you're planning your special day. your wedding or your engagement party or your shower or whatever. But yeah, the help coming in has to do with secrets and things hidden. So some of you are going to find out a secret, maybe regarding a family member or at work, that is actually very, very positive, or some sort of group or club you belong to. Because this is the rune of community and interdependence and everybody supporting each other or supporting the group. So yeah, there could be, no, Scorpio, you're known to be mysterious and secretive anyway. It's just kind of your nature. So for some of you, maybe you already got married and you're like telling the family, like maybe you did a quickie wedding in Vegas or something, or you just went to, City Hall and did the legal bit, and then you tell the family and they're all just like, what? Freaking out. Well, you did what? But in kind of a yelling way, or kind of like, I can't believe you did this, maybe because they wanted to be there. But I mean, this can also just be saying that whatever your plans, maybe you're planning to do that, Scorpio, but they're saying keep it to yourself. Yeah. You may tell the closest few or the people that it affects the most directly. But yeah, this is also saying with these two runes is to keep things to yourself. Keep it on a need to know basis in July. Whatever's going on with you, especially regarding plans and goals and things, definitely keep it within to who you can trust. And I know you do that anyway, but sometimes at work things can slip out before we know what's going on, especially if we're upset about something. We may be complaining about someone or something, and then, they go off and tell the person that we were complaining about somebody, and lo and behold, we're in the boss's office getting a talking to. So now what must be accepted? We've got 10 of Swords in reverse. Thank God. Release from prison. Hopefully not literal prison, but it could be. But more of like a situation, a relationship, or just a heaviness, just a feeling. Depression. That heaviness is lifting because of circumstances. Circumstances are changing. Finally, good things are starting to happen. And you knew they were, or maybe you didn't. Your intuition was clouded, but now in July, you're back. Okay, now this is the way things are supposed to go. This is more like it, is the phrase I'm getting for July, Scorpio. Yeah, this is the way things are supposed to go. This is what I was feeling would happen, because I think all along, whatever it was that you were concerned about or being weighed down by or feeling trapped by or imprisoned by, Scorpio, you knew it wasn't going to stay that way, but it just seemed to be taking forever, or the solution just seemed to be taking too long to appear, or you were starting to question your intuition because of all the disruption and things, probably in April and May, especially when we had all those retrograde planets. But you got a lot of luck around you. And when I've got the rune of luck and being in the right place at the right time with unexpected events and hagilas and outside forces, I would say you might want to buy a lottery ticket in July, Scorpio, or yeah, you might want to go to the casino. Be smart. I do think some of you are going to win some money, and that may be why they're saying, hey, keep it to yourself, because if not, it could cause this family disruption of everybody, suddenly showing up. Hey, what's up? Heard you won the lottery. I haven't seen you in 10 years, but how you been doing? You know what I mean? So yeah, there may be some very joyous news or exciting news, but you're keeping it to yourself for the time being, Scorpio. And for some of you, it's just, you don't want people finding out, or maybe you don't want other people taking advantage of this opportunity or stealing your idea, or, coming to you for loans. Whatever the news is, it'll be different for all of you because this is a general reading, but, or that you got married in Vegas or whatever, and you're keeping it to yourself because everybody's going to freak out. A lot of it is, I think you just want to enjoy it on your own without anybody else's influence coming into it. Scorpio. So, and that's fine. That's what they're saying you should do. But, so yeah, I feel like July is the beginning of a far better phase, Scorpio. And I think that's going to be true for most of the signs. I've certainly been getting that in the readings that I've done so far, and definitely in the mid-year check-in readings that are over on Vimeo. Second part of the year, I mean, we finally got planets moving forward, and we have, the wind in our sails again. When all those planets are retrograde at the same time, it's very trying and difficult. And we're really up against it. There's only so much we can do. And it seems like you have to put in 2 or 3 times the work that you normally would. So a lot of us are coming into this second part of the year just exhausted, and it's going to be nice to be able to coast a little bit because things start to go the right direction. Yeah. But yeah, some of you, there's going to be a lot of luck around, again, being in the right place at the right time. So hearing, to hear about a job, or maybe you run into this person from the past and you're able to just, if you see someone, this person, that those of you that are kind of like thinking about a past love, if you see this person, I mean, that's a major sign, right? And I'm not saying that's going to happen for all of you, but it might happen for 1 or 2 of you where you're like, oh, just thinking about this and kind of looking back on that relationship and wishing you could reconnect. And then if you see that person out somewhere, that is like the biggest brick on your head from heaven. I mean, I really can't think. You better go talk to that person, or at least say hi, because again, if you have the courage to make the first move, you will get a reward. Sorry about that, Scorpio. The camera was blinking at me doing something weird, so I had to turn it off and turn it back on. But as I was saying, yeah, so whatever this is that you're keeping to yourself, there is a reason for that. And whatever this is regarding like being in the right place at the right time, it's going to be like, oh man, thank God I got this job, or thank God I won the lottery, or thank God I ran into this person, because now I'm just feeling a lot lighter. And like things are finally going the way I intuitively thought they were going to go, right? Because the outcome of the month is the 4 of Wands. So it's interesting because you got bookends of 4s here. Actually, you got 3 4s right in a row. 4 of Cups reversed, 4 of Swords reversed, and the 4 of Wands. Interesting. In the reverse, yeah, kind of like maybe instability, and then bam. New stability based on opportunity, right? Because Wands are all about fire, activity, energy, opportunities. 4 of Wands could be a wedding again, and that keeps coming up. So some of you are getting married, you're going to weddings. For some of you, maybe you're meeting someone at a wedding. Maybe that's the challenge here, overcome. Maybe some of you are invited to a wedding in July and you're just like, oh God, I have to go see my family and spend time with my family. Maybe they're going to be family members there that you don't particularly like, but there could be someone there who's actually quite interesting, quite sexy, quite mysterious. Or you could just be reconnecting with family you haven't seen in a while. There could be some people there that you don't know are coming in until you get there, and you're like it turns out you're really excited to see them or reconnect with them. But yeah, many of you, 4 of Wands is a celebration of some sort, usually a wedding, family coming together, a family reunion, engagement parties, showers, celebrations, and joyful. I mean, it's in the upright. You're going to have fun. You're going to dance, drink, eat, all the stuff we do when we get together with people that we care about. And so if there have been difficulties, disagreements within a family structure, there will be a coming together, at least with those that you want to reunite with. Like if it's been like with the ex and disagreeing over, stuff regarding the kids, you're going to work it out by the end of the month and figure it out. And have some sort of joyful events at the end of July, either yours or someone else's. So if you are planning a wedding, whatever the disagreements and the little humps you have to get over, I mean, it's a stressful thing no matter what you're doing. I don't think anyone has an easy time of it. It's a big deal. So there's just so many details that you have to kind of work out. But I mean, it's going to come off like in the best possible way. and everybody's going to have a really good time, and it's going to be very, very, like, just the way you want it. Just the way you want it. And everything, I think, will go smoothly with the Four of Wands.